I really appreciate all the prayers that you give me, but I'm not really the muscle. You are the muscle. And all I do is I try to facilitate ways in which you can flex your muscle. Because really our only power is in numbers. Individually, I have no power. Alex as an individual, I'm sorry to say this, has no power. Our power comes from the membership. So to the extent that you are involved and active and doing your part, that's how we maintain equal power with the district. When we are experiencing times when our power is not equal to theirs and they impose things on us, that's because we're not doing our part. Because if they felt like we were a force to be reckoned with, they wouldn't do that. And hence you see Mr. Bros outside the door waiting for Chula Vista PD. And he's reporting back to his supervisors what our meeting tonight looks like, and I'm sure they're thinking to themselves, SCA, whatever. But we brought it on October 7th, and I know that we can always bring it. When the rubber meets the road, SCA is there. So I just wanted to introduce to you this idea of listening sessions, because this is how we're going to get your input in terms of creating a bargaining proposal. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to come to you. We're going to visit your school site, and your reps on Monday night received a handout that looks like this. And we asked them to go back to the site and look at your master calendar and figure out what are the top 3 days for your site for us to come and visit you. So we're going to be coming out from November 8th all the way to Thursday, November 18th. And we want to meet in one of your classrooms or some kind of conference room where we can ask you some very pointed questions about what your experience is right now as a teacher in the district. And we want to know what's working for you and what's not working for you so that we can create a bargaining proposal that will communicate our needs to the school board. And I'm hoping that it's these 3 people that we're communicating with, because they need to understand what our needs are, and I'm sure that they're more interested in our needs than the current board. So rather than having you just fill out a bubble form about what you think our priorities should be, we actually want to hear it from your mouth. We want to hear sentences and ideas, and here's what's working for me in my job, and here's what inspires me and gives me hope, and here's what takes my energy away, and here are the battles that I have to fight that are taking away from my ability to really work with my students. So we need more information than, wages, salary, benefits. We need to really hear about what your job is like on a day-to-day basis. So we're going to be coming out to your sites and helping to facilitate that process so that as we gather that information from you, we can take it back to the SCA office, put it up all over the walls and say, okay, what are our members telling us? And we're going to spend hours looking at what you're telling us so that we can create a bargaining proposal that reflects your needs. So that's enough about that. Let's go back to Roberto, because he wants to talk to you about how bargaining is actually connected directly to this election.
Hi, everybody. As Leanne mentioned earlier, last round of bargaining went all the way to fact-finding. A couple of steps away, or one step away actually, from perhaps voting on taking a strike vote. That strategy that the district used at the last round of prolonging, taking us to fact-finding, possibly imposing, was a strategy that was run basically by the superintendent and with the approval of the school board, right? The school board was the one that kept rubber stamping whatever the superintendent said. The school board was the one that extended his contract in the middle of bargaining. The school board was the one that's doing all of these things. We need to get that really cemented in our head, that it's the school board that's responsible for what comes out of the district. I know that the superintendent is sort of an easy target, makes it so easy, I understand that, but we need to realize that school boards matter, and they matter a great deal. And so, because of that, the election in November is critical for us. It's going to be critical because it's a bargaining year. We're going to start the bargaining process, and it depends, you know, even though it's, like Leon said, we could have the greatest bargaining team at the table, and I think we have a pretty good one this time around, and most of the time we have a pretty good one. However, what the school board does and the decisions that the school board makes over that period of time can make it either easier to come to a resolution or more difficult. So, you know, you're going to meet our candidates in a couple of minutes. I don't know if everybody's aware of the situation, that we're a little bit under duress here. They received a letter from the district yesterday, I believe, saying if you show up to the board meeting to campaign, you will be escorted by police off campus. Let me say that again. They were told that their activities, campaigning in our association's general membership meeting, was illegal and that they would be escorted off campus by the authorities if they chose to stay. That's who we're dealing with. Hang on just a second. Okay, that's who we're dealing with. That's the decisions that they're making. Okay? We need to understand that. Spread the word around that is what they are doing. Okay? We need to be aware that that is what's happening. Okay, and by the way, Mr. Cartmill was at Chula Vista Middle handing out his literature to students. Yes. No, I understand. I understand. The audible what was my reaction as well. He was handing out his literature to students. Nobody told him that he'd be escorted off campus. Nobody told him, we need to work on this election. We need to get a new school board. We have to. There is no option. However, in the past, we've said, candidates, here's a check, and we'd go back and we would pray that they would do well and that they would win. We cannot afford to do that. We need boots on the ground. We're going to hear about the canvassing precinct walking that we're going to do, phone banking that we're going to do, and a lot of other activities. We need people to do this. We need to get this done. I'm sure you've all read what's going on. This is not a campaign that people are really excited about. It's going to be important that we do everything we can to get friendly members of our association, members of CTA that live in the area, out to vote in November. And it's important that they know who to vote for. Okay, the names of our three candidates need to be burned in people's minds so that when they go out to vote, you know, if they don't want to vote for the top of the ticket, this is one where the bottom of the ticket for us is the most important thing. So please spread the word. Let everybody know that this is going on. We will do our best to start communicating a lot more and much more often. We've got 45 days to get this done. November 2nd. That's our target. Thank you.